Imagine, if you will, a former president of the United States vying for a chance to reclaim his old office in 2024. But what if legal hurdles stood in his way? The question of eligibility is a complex one. Recently, a Colorado court deemed him ineligible to run for office again. However, the Supreme Court has stepped in, agreeing to hear his appeal. The intricacies of such a case are many, with legal experts suggesting that the justices may pivot their attention towards issues of federalism and states' rights. Oral arguments are set to be heard on the 8th of February. So, the question remains, will Trump be eligible to run for office in 2024? Now, let's delve a little deeper into the role of the Supreme Court in this drama. The Supreme Court, the highest judicial body in the United States, has decided to fast-track its ruling on Trump's appeal. This decision underscores the importance of the case and the urgency felt by the justices to resolve it. The court's expedited timetable demonstrates its commitment to address the significant constitutional questions this case raises. At the heart of this drama are the justices appointed by Trump himself. The former president has openly expressed concern over whether they would side with him. This brings into focus the crucial issue of the independence of the judiciary. Appointed for life, Supreme Court justices are expected to rise above partisan politics and make rulings based on their interpretation of the Constitution, not personal loyalty. It remains to be seen whether these justices will uphold this principle. The case presents a complex web of legal issues that the justices will need to untangle. They may focus on matters of federalism and states' rights. Federalism, the division of power between the federal government and individual states, is a cornerstone of American democracy. The justices will need to consider whether Colorado's decision to rule Trump ineligible to run for office infringes upon federal authority, or if it falls within the state's rights. The outcome of this case could have far-reaching implications beyond Trump's political future. It might affect his eligibility to appear on the ballot in Maine, another state where he hopes to run. The Supreme Court's decision could potentially impact the interpretation of election laws across the country. This case has the potential to set a precedent for future candidates and their eligibility to run for office. The Supreme Court's role in this drama is not just about determining Trump's political fate, but also about shaping the contours of American democracy. But what happens next? What are the potential political consequences of this case? In the wake of this controversial appeal, there has been a wave of criticism, particularly from Democratic Rep. Jamie Raskin. Known for his outspoken nature, Raskin has been quite vocal about the Republican Party's unwavering support for Trump. He likened this support to the blind following often seen in religious cults, a comparison that has stirred up quite the conversation. Raskin also brings to light the fact that Republican leaders, including Senator Mitch McConnell, initially acknowledged Trump's responsibility for the Capitol riot. This acknowledgement, however, was short-lived, and these same leaders soon backpedaled on their stance. This flip-flopping has raised questions about the influence of political considerations over moral judgments. The Supreme Court's decision on Trump's appeal could have far-reaching consequences. Not only will it determine Trump's eligibility to run for office in Colorado, but it could also set a precedent that impacts his eligibility for the presidential election. Will the justices focus on the issues of federalism and states' rights, or will they prioritize the allegations surrounding Trump's involvement in the Capitol riot? The potential fallout from this case is immense. It could redefine party lines, shift public opinion, and most importantly, determine the future course of American politics. As we navigate this complex political web, one thing is certain: the Supreme Court's decision will be a pivotal moment in this ongoing saga. As we wait for the Supreme Court's decision, the political landscape remains fraught with tension and uncertainty. In summary, the 2024 presidential race hangs in the balance. We've delved into the complexities of the Colorado court decision that declared former President Trump ineligible to run for office again on the state's ballot. It's a decision that has sparked a whirlwind of legal and political action. The Supreme Court has agreed to hear Trump's appeal, a move that demonstrates the gravity of this situation. Their ruling, expedited and due for oral arguments on February 8th, could pivot on issues of federalism and states' rights. It's a delicate balance and one that could tip the scales of political power. We've also explored the political fallout, a maelstrom of opinions and allegations. Figures like Democratic Rep. Jamie Raskin have likened GOP lawmakers' support of Trump to a religious cult, while others question whether the justices appointed by Trump will side with him in this case. As we look towards the future, The outcome of this case could have far-reaching implications for the 2024 presidential election and beyond.